This is Carly.
And this is Evan.
And you're listening to
Babes and Babies.
What are you more excited about, Evan? Talking to the babes or about the babies?
I like talking about both.
Well, that's great because today we're talking about both. As you can tell, Evan and I are doing a little babes and babies takeover here. You'll still hear from Liz today because we're so excited. Liz is talking to Mara Martin, who was on the Sports Illustrated catwalk breastfeeding her daughter, and that is so cool. Went super viral. I'm so excited to hear from her.
Freaking amazing is that? Like, that is like one of the funnest things ever. Like, I watched her, walk down the catwalk, and she's just got the baby, and she's like so like proud and like smiling, and everyone's like cheering for her, and it's just like amazing. I can't wait to hear what like went through her head. And all
oh my gosh, me too. Also, she's gorgeous, and I wish I looked that good in a gold bikini. I don't think that's a part of my life ever again. But speaking of gold bikinis, before we get to that, Evan wants to talk a little bit about Bachelor in Paradise and Jordan's gold bikini.
Well, I don't want to talk about that. I mean, I love Bachelor in Paradise. It's obviously my favorite show. It's our favorite show of all time. There's never been a better show invented in the history of humanity.
Also, we were engaged on that show. We'll be talking about our engagement later and spilling some tea, as the cool kids say. And then I'll be talking to Juelia Kinney, who just got engaged to
my brother,
Evan's brother. So she's going to be our sister, which is totally nuts and the best thing ever.
It's so amazing.
Like you guys, we were in the same limo, and now we're going to be sisters.
This whole Bachelor world is just, it just keeps expanding and growing and bringing new people into it. My poor brother, he's like,
ooh, maybe one day they'll have a baby, and then we can talk about their baby on Babes and Babies.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. No, my brother Aaron's amazing.
He's so great.
He's such a great guy, great dad, and
you'll hear all about him later and how sweet he was during their engagement. It's so cute.
Yeah,
he's so much like Evan too. It's adorable.
We have the same mannerisms.
Oh yeah, and like sometimes you'll say things, and I'll be like, "Whoa, that was so your brother."
Yeah.
Like I just said that to you like yesterday when we were traveling.
It's the opposite though, because I am the older brother. So it's so me.
That was so you, Evan.
Okay, so let's get that straight right there.
Okay.
5 years older than him.
Oh, except for you still call him Young Bass, which he hates.
He doesn't like it when I call him Young Bass.
Nobody call him Young Bass.
Please don't. Actually, yes, that'd be amazing. Go on his Instagram.
What is his Instagram?
Maybe the Aaron Bass? I don't know.
I don't know.
Go to Julia's.
Go to Julia's and then click on it and you shall find him. So let's talk a little bit about Bachelor in Paradise.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. What a fun freaking start to the season.
So we love the show. I mean, I had tragedy, but then I had the best thing ever happen to me, which is Evan. And we love the show because it's just so much more fun.
Yeah. I mean, and this season has been really, like, wild.
But this season has been so much about Colton and Tia.
Like, we've had just a few episodes, and it's been, like, crazy. Yeah, I'm sick of the Colton and Tia thing.
I'm so sick of the Colton
I know everyone
and Tia
loves
thing.
Colton, but I like...
Why do you not like Colton?
I feel like he's like Dean to me. I don't know. Like,
he's the Dean?
Dean is my arch nemesis, even though he's...
That's because you mean tweeted him once, and then you just mean tweeted Colton, so that means that now you're starting a second war.
I'm in a
Colton-Dean war.
I'm in a fantastic Colton drama war. I mean, it's awesome. I love this stuff.
Oh my gosh. Evan loves to be involved in drama. He thinks it's really fun.
I love inserting myself into that stuff. I'm just, before... The Bachelor really helped me sort of embrace the fact that I just love the drama, and it's just a blast, and
Can I just say, though, sometimes you insert yourself in drama, but it's like for the good of things instead of just your amusement. Like yesterday, we were at the airport, and these people came out, and they had a twin stroller, like one baby on the bottom, one baby on top, and then her husband, and then another baby in a stroller, and we were like on a small plane. And so we were in this part of the airport that only had stairs. It didn't have an elevator. And so they couldn't get up the stairs. And the people with our airline would not even help them. And Evan went over like a knight in shining armor and said, "Hey, can I help you?" And they were like, "Thank you so much." And
this
Evan
lady
helped.
Was so mad that that the airport wasn't there to help them.
But to be fair, oh, sorry. What do people with wheelchairs do?
Yeah, I don't know what they do down there, but this lady was like filming the airline employees being like, "Oh my gosh, this is terrible service. I'm going to put this on the internet." And I was like, "Wait. instead of being
Evan's like, I want to also be on the internet.
Instead of being amused by this, I'm going to go over there and help. And I was like, hey, can I just help? And she's like, oh, yeah. And then, like, that was it. Like, I carried the stroller up there with them, and another man helped me out. And then that was it.
Problem solved.
And it was like, oh, gosh, we didn't have to be, like, super dramatic about it. We just could just, but.
I love that about you.
Oh, thanks. Well,
but in Paradise, you liked to get involved in the drama.
Why not? You know what I love about Paradise is you can do anything you want other than, like, hurt someone, like, physically.
Right.
And there's no real consequences other than on Twitter and Instagram. Like, that's it, though. But, like, you can explore any part of yourself. You can try to date people. You can, go call someone out and, go talk crap about someone and then see what happens. And then, fake your own death and hijack an ambulance. I mean, you can do all of the things.
And you did all of the things.
I mean, it's just, like, incredible.
Okay, so let's go through the people that are on Paradise right now. So we have Colton and Tia. We're over that situation.
Over it.
We're way over it. We have
I love Tia, though.
Jordan and Jenna.
Yes, Jordan and Jenna. Oh, my
God.
God.
But then, now there's no Annalise. We call her Annalise. Annalise. But there's no more her, involved in the Jordan thing because he loves Jenna, which is really sad.
Poor Annalise. Like, she's already been traumatized by bumper cars and that farm date she went on.
No, she's
and now she's being traumatized by
Jordan.
Male model Jordan. Like, this poor, sweet little soul. She's too pure for this world. And, it's just I hope someone comes in and swoops in and saves the day for her. You know
what I did like, though, that at one point she was talking to Jenna and there was no hard feelings. Like, she was just talking to her like two girlfriends talk. And I don't know that I would have been that cool.
I think Jenna has so much positive, freaking bright energy that you can't.
She's like a light.
There's no room to be negative towards her.
She's
love
just
her. I am Jenna, and here's my black boxes. And
oh my gosh! Also with Jenna, now swooping in is Chicken.
Oh my gosh.
Chicken David.
See,
David the Chicken.
I love David the Chicken.
Yeah, because David the Chicken is you.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. He's like, oh, hey, Josh Murray, I know that you like Amanda. I'm going to insert myself right in the middle of you guys.
Yeah, well, he's just being, I don't know. He's
just poking.
He's poking.
Poking the bear.
He's poking a little bit, but I like the tactic of just being super sweet, getting the birthday cake for Jenna.
I know, that was really cute. And he's like, oh, we will have fun.
How
yes.
awkward was it when Jordan just sat there?
Oh my God. And just staring off in his face.
I loved it.
It was so funny. Okay, who else do we have?
We got Goose Chris.
We have Goose Chris, who was dating Tia and now is making out with Crystal because he wants to kiss a blonde. That's so weird. Ew, I would not let him kiss me if someone said that to me.
This guy's amazing.
He also talks about himself in third person.
I know. He thinks, he makes this grand gesture for Tia. I am, this human that's going to fight for your honor, and, I'm going to be here for you.
I'll be the man who will fight for
He's like, Colton, you're here for the
honor.
wrong reasons. You're not really interested in Tia. And then he's like, Tia, I'm going to fight for you forever. Oh, I've never kissed a blonde before. Let me kiss a blonde. What?
That's so weird.
It's indefensible. And he's already had, he had a really rough run on The Bachelorette. And he's been through it. I watch him get dragged on Twitter, and I do kind of enjoy that. But I'm sure he's not as terrible as this seems. It's just we're seeing the worst part of Chris.
You know what doesn't help his cause? That headband with the sun on it.
Yeah, the whole Mr. Miyagi thing is
doesn't help.
I just don't know. So man, I don't know where this guy's gonna head.
So he's with Crystal, who has a different voice now. But seems totally normal. She's not bothering me at all. We haven't seen a lot of her, to be honest. She went on a date with Kenny. Kenny King. And they seemed like they had a fun date. And then she friend zoned him, and he had a really funny little speech about him. I'm being friend zoned right now, which was really funny, but also sad.
It's so sad. I think the producers love Kenny. They love.
I
him.
love Kenny.
All the producers post about him. I love him. He's apparently a really good dad, a really good guy, and we should have him on the podcast.
Yes,
that'd be cool. And so to watch Crystal did it very gently. I almost didn't know what was happening for a while. I was like, wait, this is a friend zone. Holy cow! He recognized it. He was smarter than I was, because I was like, I think she's just being nope. This is definitely the friend zone. And then she was off chasing the goose.
Yes.
Which, maybe they deserve each other.
Maybe. Okay, then we have Bibiana.
Bibby.
We freaking love Bibiana.
I know. And she's trying to get her poor hoo-ha to whistle. Is that what she says?
It's so weird.
No,
I don't know.
To
It like
sing?
freaks, it kind
Or
of
it whispers
freaks
to
me
her.
out, be
It
honest.
whispers to her. So her hoo-ha, which that could be a subject for next week's, Babes and Babies, is how to make a hoo-ha whisper. Is there a hoo-ha whisperer that
I know
has
how
been
to
on?
make it purr.
Okay.
Evan.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's so gross.
So Viviana is still
Inappropriate.
and she gave the freaking rose to Colton. I was so mad. I was like,
I know.
Bibbs, what the freak?
I know. And I can see it from both sides. I don't know. Oh gosh. Okay. So then Bibiana really hasn't been talking to anybody. She's
Except
just-
Colton.
Okay.
Sorry.
So,
Okay, I'm done.
then we have, let's see. We have Astrid, who is with Kevin.
Astrid is fantastic.
Where
has she been all of our lives? Like, she
just didn't get enough TV time.
I know.
On her
She's
season.
really funny.
Really funny. Very, like, insightful.
Yeah. Yeah. And Kevin seems like a sweetheart. Although it's weird for me. Like, I never say anything positive about Kevin on Twitter because he, like, used to date Ashley. So I don't want to be like, I love Kevin. He's so sweet, because it's like, I don't know what that's like. So
Oh, yeah.
I have to be team
But
Ashley.
Ashley also doesn't have anything bad to say about him.
Oh, right. Okay. I didn't know that.
I don't think.
I don't know. I don't think so either. Maybe not.
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, I love Kevin's
I think
sweetheart.
she just really loves Jared, and that's all there is to that.
That's all that matters.
Okay, also we have
It's such an incestuous
my
world.
favorite person, Joe the Grocer.
Joe. My gosh.
He doesn't say much, but I love him.
I'm not sure what like, so we all
With
love
Kendall.
Joe. We love Joe so much, but we don't know a dang thing about
We
him.
don't know why we love him, but he's like very endearing.
Is that bad? We don't know a thing about him except that he is really committed to produce and and he likes relish. We found that out.
Yeah.
But really, he just kind of sits there and sort of like makes like, Kendall's like, hey, and he's like, hey, I like where this is going. And she's like, okay. And then they kiss. And it's like, that's it. So I'm like, maybe it's best that we don't know everything about him.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
But no, they're amazing. And relish and avocado are both gross. I'm sorry.
No, they're not. They're both delicious, actually. And I'd like to combine them and also eat them. Also, you think avocado is gross, and the other day you had guacamole and you liked it.
It was amazing.
I know. It was so good.
Yeah, it was good. Okay.
Okay. Then we have Chelsea, who we haven't seen a lot of.
Yeah. She's a mom, right?
Yes. And
Yeah.
I want to see more of her. She's beautiful.
You guys should have like Chelsea on and Kenny King on.
100%,
You should have like the
yes.
moms of the franchise on that are
Yeah, we definitely should.
rocking it out right now. And then we got Eric Bigger,
Oh my gosh.
Miracle Season.
Dude, I love Eric.
Yeah,
But we're not seeing a lot of him either.
well, the funny thing about Eric was he's talking about moving his cheese. And
that was
I think that was a reference to a book. And it's an old business book called Who Moved My Cheese? But
Stop it.
Yeah, that's a book. And so he kept talking about moving with the cheese. And again, that would be the only, like, I don't know, book was written in like the 70s or the 80s.
Do you think he's talking about the stinky cheese man?
Better
It's
option.
the only book I know about cheese.
Yeah.
Okay, who else do we have here? We have Venmo John, Evan's favorite person.
Venmo John.
Venmo John was with
Caroline.
and with
Jubilee.
And he is just like pure joy. He's so sweet.
He is a treasure to this world.
He's so sweet.
I mean,
he's so successful.
He's successful. He's loaded. He's got lots of Mexican pesos in his
Ooh.
intro. And he actually like asks questions.
Yes, and cares.
Doesn't-
The date with Caroline was super weird.
The day with Caroline was like, squirrel,
She
dog,
was like, dog.
interesting over here.
Yeah.
She was so nervous though.
She was super nervous. The weird part about that date was that he was trying to talk about himself, and she like only cared about the dog instead of the conversation. So that was a little weird.
I think she was just so nervous that she like needed a deflection. Like
Okay, I get
I
that.
just don't think she was out of her own head yet.
Yeah.
And I don't think she saw him as like an actual potential mate until a little bit further in the date.
Yeah,
like, I
and
think
then she
was
really
like,
liked him.
this guy's not the guy, because she goes for the
jocks, like she was
jocks.
saying.
So I
Yeah.
think she was like kind of like, this is ridiculous. And then she was like, oh wait,
Yeah.
this guy's asking questions.
Totally.
He's being a good guy.
Yeah.
And then
Which is so funny because when Jubes came along, she was like, I love the nerd. I am all about the nerd. That's why she liked Jared, because Jared's super nerdy.
Uh-huh.
And it was so funny, the difference, because one's like, I like a jock, but then totally likes him. One's like, I like a nerd, and like totally likes him. And he's just the best of all worlds.
yeah, Jubilee and John talking about Oh my gosh, all the different programmer things was so cute.
Oh my gosh,
it was
so cute.
I hope, Jubilee is one of our close friends. She's come and visited us here and played soccer with us and the kids, and she's just a treasure. I'm so glad she's back on, and I hope she falls in love.
I do too. Who else are we missing?
Mm-hmm. Well, who we got rid of this week was the guy who acted high all the time.
Oh, that guy.
Oh, the cursor, actually. The swearer.
Wait.
The cussing man.
Who is the girl with beautiful brown hair?
Angela.
Mm-hmm. But we also haven't seen a lot of her.
No.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Colton was like, because Colton was like, my best option is Tia or Angela. Yeah. And Angela gave her rose to who?
I don't know. Eric, maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
I have no idea.
Remember. Oh, man. Falling short here.
Oh, well.
But regardless, this episode was good. It was not really filled with any love. It was mostly filled with drama, but hopefully the love will come.
I know. I just care about the drama at this point.
I know. Who do you see, like, from the couples that we have so far, which are not, few and far between. What do we have? We have Jenna and Jordan. We have Joe and Kendall.
John and Jubes.
Oh.
No, that's not really.
No. John and either one of them, Caroline or Jubilee. And then we have...
Kendall and Grocery Joe.
We said that.
Oh.
No, we have one more. We talked about it. Oh, we have the love triangle between the Goose and Tia and Crystal.
Yeah.
Who do you foresee out of all of those working?
I don't know.
This
is, you guys know that we show up in a few weeks.
Oh, yeah.
So we know a little bit. So we can't, I'm just trying to
trying to not say that.
Not say what I know.
Okay.
Because
so we're not going to say what we know.
It's going to be so good though, y'all. I can't wait.
It is going to be really fun.
Our cameo is going to be so fun.
It's going to be really fun. So you have to stay tuned.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's our Bachelor recap. So now.
Also, for more on my Bachelor recap, I write for Bustle every week. So you guys should check that out. That's why I'm here today, is to plug my.
Oh, yes. To plug his Bustle.
My Bustle column.
A bustle is like the back of it, like a dress.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it was just busy, bustling around.
Oh, I was like, that's why I was saying tie up your bustle, but no. Okay.
Yeah,
anyway.
So check me out on Bustle for my column weekly where I talk about my recaps and
he puts his angst, all of his angst from the week into these recaps.
Yeah. So
they're very funny. He has very solid jokes, ladies and gentlemen. Check that out.
If you're on Facebook, you can go to Bachelor Fans on Bustle, and they always post it first thing. So
there you go. And we took pictures with them when we went in a long time ago, and the pictures are really bad. So
I know they keep using them, and I'm like,
I'm like, can you please use a different photo?
I know.
Yikes.
We should have gone back.
They chopped me out of that photo too.
I know. Yeah, they did a thing.
It's so
anyway.
bad.
I love Bustle. It's a great
and
thing
you should.
that they let me talk for it because I guess I have enough feminine energy to get through the door.
You're so good. So Evan and I just got back from New York City, and I'll just say it, you guys. We had some fun nights out, some fun adult nights out. And those adult nights come with a hangover. And you know what helped our hangover? Liquid IV. I'm so, so glad I brought it. Liquid IV, it aids recovery after a night out, fuels a fast-paced lifestyle, provides quick hydration relief. It's a healthy, clean ingredient alternative to sports drinks, Gatorade. It's safe for pregnant, nursing women and children. I mean, this is so much better than having kids drink Gatorade after a soccer game. It's vegan, free of gluten, free of dairy and soy. It's non-GMO. Every ingredient is clean, and it provides the same hydration as drinking 2 or 3 bottles of water. That's insane, you guys. It contains 5 essential vitamins, including more vitamin C than an orange and as much potassium as a banana, and it donates 1 serving to people in need for every order placed. I love Liquid IV, and I know you will too. And right now our listeners are going to get 20% off at liquidiv.com when you use our code BABES at checkout. That is 20% off anything you order on Liquid IV's website. You guys, that is insane. So go to liquid-iv.com and enter our promo code BABES to get your savings and start getting better hydration. That's liquid-iv.com, promo code BABES. And don't wait. Get hydrated today. Okay, so are we ready to listen to
Yeah.
all of our Babes and Babies podcast now?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, you guys remember this is in segments. So it's a little bit different. Okay, now on to Liz.
Go, Liz.
All right, so we have Mara Martin. She is a Sports Illustrated swimsuit model. You guys know her as the woman who walked down the runway breastfeeding. And we know her as a down-to-earth chick, and we're super excited to talk to her. So thanks for being with us.
Yes. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Yes. So excited.
So what happened on the runway? It's International Breastfeeding Awareness Month, which is obviously we have to get Mara on to talk about this because you breastfeeding down the runway made international news. It was like worldwide. Like what happened?
Yeah, it's crazy. My publicist was like, we almost hit 1 trillion impressions. So I'm like, this really went global. Like it's crazy, but
it did.
Yeah, it's so funny because the story it's so not a big story because it was so casual. Like there was nothing like planned, nothing. Nothing like that about it. But I went to this casting for Sports Illustrated. I used to model, and I've always wanted to do Sports Illustrated, and I don't have a babysitter. So I was like, I'll just bring her with me, like something fun to do. And looking back, my fiance was like really pushing me to do it. And I think he wanted me to do it so bad to get me out of the house because I was going so crazy staying at home. Like I hadn't left the house in like 5 months, nothing, no break from her. So he's like, you should really go do this. Like you need to get out of the house and see people for once. So I did it, and they kept calling us back every day. And during the whole process, I was feeding her because she's exclusively breastfed. We've tried bottles and she hasn't caught on to it yet. So I was like, okay, so during the whole process, everyone, saw me doing it, and the team was like super supportive of it. And, when I found out I was going to walk the runway, they said, oh, do you want to do like a mommy and me look? And I was like, oh my gosh, that'd be so cute. Like a little bikini.
Yeah.
And then, so like right before the show, she was ready to go, like all smiling and like happy. And then all of a sudden started sucking on my shoulder. No, ruined my moment. Like moment I want to walk away. And so I just started feeding her like, normally just backstage. And then the editor came over, like literally like a 30-second conversation. And she's like, hey, if you want to walk with her down the runway, I'm totally cool with it. I said, oh, okay. And she's like, okay, sweet. Like that was it. And I was like, all right, I'm just going to walk down the runway with her. Cause the alternative was me stepping out of line because I wasn't going to take her off because she was, it was time for her to eat. So I'm like, all right, I'm just going to do it. So I just did it.
Yeah.
And that was it.
That's awesome. I remember waking up the morning of, I guess, after and seeing the articles out. And I was like, this woman is, I know for you, you're like, it was just so casual, whatever. But I was like, this woman is bad ass. Like finally, like something like this is happening that it's like, this is just motherhood. Like you said,
right.
This is what I do every day. And it just kind of happened. And it's just put such a platform out there. And
oh my gosh, yeah.
And I know maybe you were like not intentionally meaning to, but now that it's like you said, it hit almost 1 trillion impressions. And I just think it's amazing that I know not everyone's been accepting of it. Cause even I put it out on my Instagram and some people were like giving me like weird negative feedback. I'm like, really? But like, at least it's being talked about. And I know like you probably have had so much more positivity over it than anything.
Oh, for sure. And just in general, like you said, you touched on the whole motherhood. Like that's why I did the casting in first place because I used to be in really good shape and like super skinny. But I'm not back in my baby body. And I was okay with it. I felt like really confident. And I went to this casting to like showcase that, like, look, I'm a mom. I'm not like, this perfect chiseled body. And so when I did that, like it wasn't intentional to spark this breastfeeding thing, but it was, I wanted to step out there as a mom as like, wow, like, look, you can still rock a bikini and you can still feed your baby, you can still walk the runway and it's totally cool. And so like just the whole thing, how it, transcribed, it was so awesome because, just being able to be this like platform for just to start a conversation about breastfeeding, it's just been awesome.
Yeah. So cool.
Yeah. That's so amazing. How was your, I guess, breastfeeding journey? Was it always just that natural for you?
Well, so breastfeeding, it actually was really, she latched on immediately, but I kind of touched before on like the whole bottle thing. We tried, I was pumping and like, I was literally like starting to bleed on my nipples and like, it was terrible. So I'm like, I can't do this. Like I was struggling so much with the pumping aspect of it. So just in my lifestyle, it worked out easy for me to always breastfeeder, and, I could always just in public or, if I'm at home. And, so it just was really natural for me, but like the whole pumping thing, I still haven't really grasped it. I still haven't found one that really works for me. So it just was like this easy thing for me to just, whip it out.
Yeah.
I always use the model, like, when in doubt, just whip it out. So I'm like, it's behind backstage. I guess here it is. Just what it was.
Those are good words to live by.
That is amazing.
Yeah, when in doubt, whip it out.
Oh my gosh. You need to like create a breastfeeding shirt that says that.
That says that. Yeah. Because everyone's always asking that, like, oh, how do you know when she's hungry? I'm like, listen, just live by the motto. When in doubt, you whip it out.
So your daughter's name is Aria.
Aria, yeah.
And she's how old?
She's just turned 6 months.
Just turned 6 months.
Yeah.
Oh, so sweet.
Yeah, she's so cute.
Oh my gosh. So on Babes and Babies, we love to hear birth stories. So if you would like to share, we'd love to hear yours.
Oh my gosh. it's actually kind of crazy. So my fiance's Canadian and he was in Canada, and I actually went into labor 3 weeks early. And the day prior to, going into labor, I decided to pull this prank on him and just say that I was in labor. And he's in Canada, which is like 6 hours away from me. So I'm like, call him up and I'm like, oh my gosh, I think it's the day. And he's like, oh shit. And like hangs up the phone on me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to call him back. And I call him back. And he's like, why would you do that? He's like, what were you thinking? And I'm like, I don't know. I was, just trying to be funny. Well, that bit me in the ass. That night, my water broke. And I'm like, oh gosh, I actually called. I'm like, maybe I should just wait. I'm not sure if this is real. Like, maybe I'll just wait it out. So I kept waiting it out. And I eventually called him and I was like, okay, I think I actually am in labor this time. He's like, seriously, is this real or not? 'Cause I'm not going to drive 6 hours. So I'm thinking like, maybe this isn't like, just, you don't need to rush. And so he gets there and all my friends told me, you got to get to the hospital. Like, it's going to get really bad. Your contractions and I'm like, I don't think so. Like, I don't feel like this isn't it. It's not that bad. Like, I'm cool. Like, this is what it's like. I feel like I'm like, total badass. Like, this is no big deal. Well, like hour 10 gets there and I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is so bad. So I'm putting on like half of my face of makeup because I had to have put makeup on before I go to the hospital. Obviously that's super important. And Ryan's like, let's go. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't do it. I have to deliver it at home. And he's like, we are not doing it at home. Like, we are unprepared. We're going to the hospital. So I literally have like a cat eye winged tip on my one eye, and my other face is like completely bare going in. And I get to the hospital so late. I literally crawled into the hospital and on the floor checking in. And the doctor's like, are you okay? And I'm like, I think I'm in labor. And she's like, you think? I'm like, yeah, I think. She's like, when did your water break? I'm like, like 16 hours ago. And she's like, oh my gosh, we gotta go. So I was literally like 8 centimeters dilated when I got to the hospital.
Oh my
gosh. I kept putting it off. And I'm like, oh, that was so stupid. Like, what was I thinking? Oh,
that sounds like a dream to me.
Yeah. How was yours? Was yours crazy?
Oh, well, I had Emerson at 4 weeks early too. And that's kind of like in the middle of the night, my water broke and I was like, this isn't it. Like,
this can't be it, right?
I can't be going into labor. And sure enough, but my contractions immediately were like 4 minutes apart. And I was like, oh yeah, this is
definitely it. Yeah. Once you start having the contractions, you're like, holy crap, this is really bad. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
But actually what I've read that what you did is pretty, like maybe not 8 centimeters, but it's pretty smart to stay at home as much as possible and labor at home before you go to the hospital. Isn't that proven?
Yeah, it is. And that's why I said that sounds like a dream, because what happens is, especially when your water breaks, the hospital wants you to deliver within 24 hours. So if you go in right when your water breaks and you have no signs of labor, they're going to start you on Pitocin. It's going to like make your contractions unbearable. You can get an epidural, which can slow it sometimes. It's just like it creates so much more time for medical intervention to happen.
Yeah.
Right.
When you went in when you were 8, did you end up getting an epidural before you had her?
No, I didn't. No. I was planning on doing it the whole time. Like you just said, like, it was actually kind of nice. I know, like when it finally hit the hard contractions, I was like, oh my gosh, this is terrible. But, like up until it, I was like, this is kind of nice being at home. I wasn't like freaking out. Like, I feel like if I would have been in the hospital, I would have been freaking out. Like, because you have to get going with it. So it was actually kind of nice being at home. And I was like, I literally did laundry and like was trying to get stuff together because I wasn't ready at all. But I was like doing laundry and just like chilling and doing my makeup. But it's actually what it turned out being pretty nice, like staying at home during it.
That's so That's like literally like I'm saying the dream for me if I did, because it is really good to labor at home because of those things. Like I feel like once you check into the hospital, like you're in that room, whereas it's like, no, like make yourself a snack, take a shower, do laundry, like keep doing normal activities until your contractions are like 3 minutes apart and then you can go. But it's crazy that both you guys, your water breaking was your kind of initial thing, because for only 10% of women, your water breaking is the first sign of labor. Like most women go into labor first and their water breaks later, you know?
That's what I've heard, yeah.
But maybe it's because you both had premature.
Sure too. Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was my water broke. And I remember calling my friend and being like, I think my water broke. And she's like, well, like, what are the signs? I'm like, did you like pee your pants? I'm like, a lot of pee. I don't think it's pee. Like, I think it's water, because like my whole pants were like completely drenched. I'm like, oh my gosh,
yeah,
totally
for sure. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mine, like, I woke up and I thought I had like peed my pants. I was like, oh God, I peed myself in the bed. And then I was like so embarrassed. And then I went to the bathroom and more just gushed out. And then like I took a bath for about an hour and then told my husband, and he didn't believe me. He's like, it's probably just like fake contractions, go back to sleep. And I was like, no, it's happening. But then on the way because I had a midwife, on the way to the birth center, I just gushed all over his truck. It just kept coming out. Like, how much is in there?
It's so funny.
It was so bad.
Did he panic at all, or was he cool?
Oh no, like, cause it was 4 in the morning by the time I woke him up. He was like totally panicked and freaking out. And I ended up having to deliver at a hospital instead of the birth center, but my midwife was still there. But on the drive to the hospital, it was so unplanned. He was like cursing in the car, and here I thought I was going to like deliver the baby in his truck. Car. I know. I'm like, I'm going to have the baby right now. I'm like holding on to like the side door handle, and he's just like so mad. I'm like, why? I'm like, hello, be present here with me. But he was just like, we were just so panicked. You know, he was like, I don't think he knew what to do either. We were just like,
you have no idea what's going on.
Yeah. Cause we were not prepared, because we thought we had a whole nother month.
Oh, I was just saying, I had my shower planned the next week, so I didn't get to have my like, cute little shower. Yeah, because like, it was so unplanned. And I remember telling the doctors, like, up until right before I was going to push, I like asked them, I was like, listen, is there anything you can give me to reverse this? And she's like, what? And I was like, is there anything? I'll take anything right now. Can we please reverse this? I'm not ready for this. And she grabs my hand and he puts it down, and she's like, that's the head. We're having this tonight. And I'm like, oh man, we can't reverse it for sure.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, it was crazy.
That's so amazing.
Are you going to have any more? Or are you done?
Oh yeah, no, we're trying. So right now. So hopefully there'll be another cute little baby here, and who knows how long, I guess. But yeah, Emerson's turning 1 on the 17th. So we want to have them close in age.
Yeah, close in age is so fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that kind of your plan then, Mara?
I had a pregnancy. I had like, I don't know what it's called, the technical term, but it was severe morning sickness, or
oh, like the Gravardia, right?
Yeah, I can't remember what there's some like actual term for it. I literally had it for 9 months.
Oh
and,
my gosh.
It was seriously terrible. Like I remember like before I was even thinking about having a baby, I think it was Kate Middleton had something similar. And I remember thinking like, oh my gosh, like she's being such a prima donna. She's, thinking how like, there's no way that it can last this long. Oh my gosh, I feel so bad. I never said anything bad about her, like anything bad about women who have, it was so bad. I was throwing up like 8-9 times a day, like every single day.
Oh my gosh.
There was a couple like weeks in there where I had a little bit of a break, but like nothing about my pregnancy was glamorous. I never got the glow. I never got, I had hemorrhoids. It was just like, I'm like, so right now I have zero desire to do that again. But, it is, being a mom has been like the best experience of my life. So I'm like, maybe I will. Cause like, it's, after you have it, I'm like, if I have to go through that again, like, oh my gosh, it was so bad. Like, I can't express how bad it was. I'm like, this is terrible. Like, I didn't even take pictures because I was like, no one even knew I was pregnant, like on my social media. Cause I'm like, I look so bad. Like I just was sick always. I didn't even want to go out in public. I'm like, oh, it's so bad.
Yeah. I was Instagram stalking you, and I didn't really see any pregnancy photos.
Yeah. Everyone's like, oh, where's your pregnancy pictures? I'm like, I have zero, like literally zero, because I was like, everyone's like, oh my gosh, you're probably so beautiful. I'm like, I had like dark circles. I looked like pale all the time. So I was literally had throw up in my hair every other day. Like I was in the toilet. Like I have really cute selfies next to the toilet. Like I have like, oh, this is cute. Me at another toilet, another monumental toilet. Like I just spend that. So
I totally get that though, because when you have like the flu or anything like that, you don't feel like doing anything, or you don't feel like yourself. So I get like why you wouldn't even want to take pictures, because
it was like, no, it was seriously, it was like, so yeah, like exactly. Yeah. Like even when you're sick, like you just have no desire to like, I had no desire to do anything. I'm like, oh my gosh, this can't, like, and everyone you see on social media too, especially like these cute little baby bump pictures and like, they're documented, and I'm like, what the heck? Like, this was not at all what I was thinking. Like, this is nothing like my journey.
Oh man.
Yeah. What's been your favorite thing about becoming a mom?
Oh my gosh. Well, I know it sounds selfish, but like I feel like, because I'm around her all the time, I'm like actually teaching her other things, so because my fiance is always at work. So I'm like, it feels so good when she smiles or when she does something that I did myself. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm the one doing this for her. Everything she learns is from me, like putting in the time and effort to do it.
Yeah.
So just everything that she's been, these like little, like minor milestones, like rolling over and stuff. But I'm like, that was from me. Like I taught her that. And even in her demeanor, I feel like just being around her and, just the way she is, because she's always so happy. I'm like, I feel like that's a reflection of me. So it makes me feel like so good about, it sounds so bad, so good about myself, but she does, like, it's like, it's so rewarding, seeing what she does, because it's, you're doing it for her kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, it's like we invest so much of ourselves and obviously so much of our time into our children. So yeah, I get how that would be very rewarding.
It's like a huge accomplishment, to see her do stuff. And I'm with her so much. Like I said, I haven't even left her for like maybe 20 minutes. So I'm around her so much that like everything she does, I feel like, super proud of it. So I'm like, yeah, I really busted my ass to get her to do this. And now she's doing it. So I feel so proud of her.
Yeah, she's so cute. What I love about like being a mom too, like our babies, is they're just so much in the present. You know, like everything that's happening is just what's currently they're experiencing. And I just think that's so cool as a mom to like be like, oh, I need to take more time to just be present myself, because they're just they're just teaching you that. And I just think that that's like one of the best things about being a mom too.
That's another thing too. My first 6 months, like I was prior to becoming a mom, I was modeling and like super not in the present, like just focus on, appearance, and which is fine. But like for being a mom, you really can't do that. And my first 6 months, I really was focusing on just being present. Like I stayed off social media. I tried to just like, cause everyone tells you how fast it goes. And it's so true. It goes by so fast.
So fast.
And you look back and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't even remember her looking like that. Like, cause you know what I mean? There's so much that goes on. It's like, she's changed. She looks like a different baby now. So I'm like, I'm trying to do that even now, like just focusing on being present with her.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Thank you so much for coming on with us today, Mara. Is there any like last bits that you want to leave our listeners with?
Well, I just want to say thank you guys for all the support. Like it's been crazy around the world. People have just been so supportive, and I know there's been some negative too, but at the end of the day, it's been just like awesome seeing how many women around the world that this is, impacted. Even though it wasn't planned, I'm happy to be this face of breastfeeding and motherhood. Like it's so awesome. So I'm just really grateful for everybody. So, and grateful for you guys. So it was so nice for you guys to have me.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. And then
Thank you so much.
If people want to follow your journey a little bit more, where can they find you at?
My social media is _ Mara Martin _ and then I have a couple of links in my bio, but I'm going to start revamping a little bit of my Instagram handle, so you guys can kind of follow more of what I'm doing now that people are actually interested in my life. But yeah, so you can follow me on Instagram.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us today. You have been a delight.
Oh, it was so much fun. Like, can we do this every day so I have like 20 minutes to myself?
Yes. Yeah. All right. Thanks, girl.
Thank you so much. Bye, guys.
Bye.
So, as I've said before, I've been trying to get my body back into shape after having Bella, and it is not an easy task, ladies and gentlemen. But Beachbody On Demand has helped me so much. It's an easy-to-use streaming service that gives you instant access to a wide variety of super effective workouts you can do from the comfort of your living room 24/7. It's the company behind like P90X, Insanity, 21 Day Fix. It has trainers like Shaun T, Charlene Johnson, Tony Horton. It has hundreds of effective workouts for all fitness levels. And you guys, I am at level 1. I am really starting over. You can view on your computer, web-enabled TV, tablet, smartphone, Roku, Apple TV, so many different other outlets. You can join over 1 million people currently on Beachbody On Demand. And the best part is listeners of Babes and Babies can do it absolutely free. And you guys, it's so easy. All you have to do is look online and then you can do a workout just right there in front of no one. And honestly, I don't like working out in front of people because I don't feel comfortable right now. And when I feel comfortable, maybe I'll invite Jade and Liz over to work out with me. But for now, I'm on my own with Bella. So you should definitely try this, you guys. It is fun. It is easy. It is effective. And right now, our listeners can get a special free trial membership when you text BABES to 303030. You'll get full access to an entire platform for free. All the workouts, nutrition information, and support is totally free. And again, just text BABES to 303030. Seriously, do it. You're going to feel so much better. So I'm here with Evan. Hello, Evan.
Hello, Carly.
I'm in an intimate conversation with Carly's Convos. That's what I've just decided this is called.
Okay.
And I wanted to talk to you about our beautiful engagement that happened 2 years ago now.
Gosh, that's so crazy. It's been 2 years.
I know, isn't that so weird?
So much has happened in 2 years. Oh, my goodness.
I mean, we have a baby.
Baby.
That's so weird. And that just happened in the last year.
My gosh.
We were married a year ago.
Man.
So, Evan, what is your fondest memory of our engagement? Like, what sticks out to you? What do you remember, like, the night before? Let's start there.
Right. So the night before, 2 days before, we had, gone on that paint date. That was kind of like our fun little one. We had like a fantasy suite, 2 nights before. So the day before, you wake up and Carly, you of course got to stay at the Vedanta and get pampered in the hotel and stay in the air conditioning.
Right.
They dragged my butt back to the beach.
But you slept in my bed.
I did. So they were like, well,
my sandy, gross, non-air conditioned bed.
Yeah. So there's, 3 of us that were getting engaged, or actually I should say 4 of us that were going through the process. Nick obviously didn't go through it. So they're like, you're the first one back. So there's 4 areas you can pick from. You can hang out in the boom boom room. You can hang out in the
boom boom room is where people do it.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
but there are cameras in there. So even if you do it, you're on camera. So not that they show that. These are the behind the scenes secrets.
They'll show, they definitely do clips of the boom boom room, and I'm sure we'll see some this year.
We did not go into that boom boom room,
no.
But that's because it was always taken.
And there was always gross things in there, like
crabs. And we're not talking about the kind that walk across the beach. Just kidding. We're all tested. Yeah. Keep going.
Mm-hmm. So I was like, well, you know what? I'd like to stay in the girls' room, which was this loft.
It's huge.
It's there's probably 7 beds in there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But then 2 are double. Yes. Kind
of.
So
it's overlooking the ocean and overlooking the beach. And so, I had a producer with me pretty much the whole time, and he's just amazing. And he was, I had him play that song Oceans, the Hillsong United song. I mean, I had him play that probably 100 times.
I love that song.
And so I had some...
Which I was obviously singing that song the whole time.
Had some really sweet moments, writing what I was going to say to you in my proposal, listening to that music and just sitting out, listening to the waves. And
so also, just to butt in for a moment, you have to write, the night before, you have to write a speech, your proposal speech. And the guy's obviously the one proposing. So the girl has to go first. So, and you don't know, they say you can go out and hug them, but Evan can't say anything to you till you're done with your speech. So you're basically just totally freaked out because you don't know what's going to happen and you know that you have to go first. So anyway, Evan, you were writing your speech.
Yeah, no. So I'm out there writing the speech, and I got very emotional, of course, and was, it was really sweet. And then,
you emotional? No.
Yeah. So it was weird because there's so much hustle and bustle in Paradise. So many crew. There's hundreds of people that work on that show, in Mexico, and it's just nothing. There's nothing going on. The only thing that's happening is they're building the little set piece to where you walk up on that little wood thing.
Yeah.
And so I got to watch that in 24 hours be built, and it's like amazing what they do.
So
those people are incredible, and they just build it from scratch, and they do like the painting and all that stuff within one day. And
when did you know? Sorry, I'm butting in again. When did you know you're going to propose?
I think I wasn't sure until the fantasy suite. Like, I think that day we had a lot of fun, doing the paint thing, and because obviously, like, getting engaged, it meant something a little different to me than I think most people, and it's
for people who don't know, why is that?
Well, it's my second engagement, so so I wanted to sort of like make sure that I was doing it the right way. And,
yeah.
Obviously it's a little backwards because, you had to come home and meet the boys and all that stuff.
Right.
And, but I felt like, I really always wanted a great love story and a great,
So it didn't much matter that it was me. It was just like the love story.
Well, okay. So, but no, I think that was, I loved the dramatic gesture of it,
Yeah.
And so I felt
very dramatic.
I felt like the boys would love you, and then that was going to be fine anyway. And it would just take a little bit of things. So it wasn't. So I was sitting there. I remember in our fantasy suite where we were eating dinner. I was like, I'm gonna get engaged to this girl. But I was like, but I'm not gonna tell her.
Yeah, you guys. So our overnight date. Evan decides to really throw me off. He's like, listen, at dinner, he's like, I love you. And that's not going to change. But I just don't think I'm ready to propose, blah, blah, blah. So this entire night, I'm like, this is so dumb. Like, he's not going to propose, and I have to go through this entire thing, and he's not going to get down on one knee, and we have to do the speech, and everybody else is going to get engaged, and I just feel so stupid. And then Amanda, who, I don't know if you know this, Amanda told me that you were going to propose.
What?
Yeah. And I was like, no, he's not, Amanda. Like, he's not going to because he told me he's not. Like, so that was running through my head, like, what Amanda said. And I was like, no, because I guess you had told Josh or something. I don't know. Something happened and Amanda knew, and Amanda's right. But I just had all of these things going through my brain.
Crazy.
Okay, so you wake up the morning of the proposal, and how did you feel? You're laying in my bed, overlooking the ocean.
Yeah.
It smells like sweat of Carly.
I placed my final food order.
What did you get?
I got eggs and bacon and some sort of a taco thing, and then iced coffee, which was just incredible. I had probably like 7 iced coffees that morning.
It's so good.
I was like, so
you pooped a lot, is what you're saying.
I don't think I did.
No.
I was too nervous for all that.
When I'm nervous, I poop.
Okay. So yeah, no, it felt like it took forever because it was like, I had to wait till it was like 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Right.
So waking up and having nothing to do except just rehearse.
But you had like interviews.
Your lines. Yeah.
Did you cry?
Yeah, I went down and interviewed with I guess like E! News and all those people. But
oh yeah.
And then I did like in the moment interviews where you're talking to a producer and and of course I cried a lot and it was really I just sort of. I wrote my vows in like 10 minutes. Like
I know.
My proposal.
I don't even know. So I was so worried. Like we, rewrite those things. First off, I didn't really know what to say. And then I was like nervous about that. And then you have to memorize them. Like you don't get to hold that in your hand. You have to memorize it. And you are so good at like, you write it down and then you just speak from your heart. I'm like, I have like an acting training basis. And to me, I was like, I have to get every word correctly. And so the whole day, instead of thinking like, oh my gosh, this is going to be such a wonderful day, I was like, oh my God, I have to memorize this thing and I'm so freaked out and I'm going to forget it all, which is exactly how I felt on my wedding day as well. Anyway, keep going.
Yeah, no, the day was like, I think I showered 3 times too. Like,
that's really gross.
Because you get super sweaty.
And
okay, so I'll shower again.
You walk down, Chris Harrison's standing there. He says, good luck, man.
No, Chris Harrison wasn't there. He was on the girl's side.
Stop.
Yeah.
So you just walk down and you're just standing there.
Yeah. It was like one of the craziest, longest walks because you're walking.
Did you walk down the beach?
Uh-huh. Yeah, I walked down
really?
from the girls' room down the rocks.
Oh, weird. And then you just stand there. How long did you wait for me?
Maybe 5 minutes. It wasn't very long.
Oh, really?
It wasn't very. It felt like an eternity, but I was just sitting there and I was like, man. Because I wasn't nervous that you would say no. I was just nervous that like, you know, I would get the words wrong or something. And
no, but you were so poetic.
Well, I know. I was really proud of myself. I hit like every single line that I had written down.
It was so good. So this is what I remember. One, I remember being like tormented with this is he, isn't he thing because you did that to me. And two, I remember the interview with a producer that morning, and I think I cried a little bit, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, because I don't cry, you know, at all. And so I was like, oh my gosh, like, I cried. That's crazy. I must really love this guy. Wow. And then I remember, so I was walking in. Oh, and I remember they told me they didn't like my dress I was going to wear. And I was like, sorry, this is the one option you get. And then it looked really good. So whatever. But I remember, like, because normally, like, I'd have a glass of champagne or something before just, like, calm my nerves, and I didn't because I was so freaked out I was going to forget lines. So I was like, I can't alter my judgment at all. And so I, like, walked down, and Chris Harrison – oh, no. I walked down, and one of the producers says, Carly, just I want you to know whatever happens, everything's going to be okay. And I was like, oh my God, he's going to break up with me. So then I walk down and I see Chris Harrison. He's like, how do you think, you know, how are you doing? And I'm like, I'm okay, I guess. I don't even think I said anything they used because I was so out of my mind. Like I was like freaking out. And then I walk down and I see you and you're crying.
Oh gosh.
And I was like, this is my worst nightmare. What happened last year is gonna happen again. I'm gonna get broken up with again. What? This is horrible. Oh my gosh. And so I walk up and I look at you and I'm like, there's no way. There's no way he's gonna break up with me. Like, this can't be again. Like, I was really freaked out. And then, so I say my thing. I think we hugged and then you were like, you look beautiful or something. And I was like, okay. And then I said my thing, and I don't even know what I said. I was just trying to get it out because I was so freaked out. And they said, just go really slow so you can remember. Like, and I was like, I can't remember anything. And then I remember you started speaking, and you were saying the nicest things, but still, I was like, he's not proposing, though. There's no way. Yeah. Like, still. And then you said, and I want you to be my wife. And I was like, what? No way. Boom. Boom. And then you said, will you freaking marry me? And you got down on your knee. And obviously I said yes. You know what's really funny? So this is a side comment. You know when, like, girls get proposed to and they put their hands to their mouth? Like, everybody does that, right? Mm-hmm. They're like, will you marry me? And they put their hands on their mouth like, oh my God, yes. The other day, when I saw the mouse in our house in the food bowl, I did the same thing. And I was like, that's really weird. So anyway, I just remember being so freaked out and still being freaked out up until the moment you said, I want you to be my wife. And I was still like, what? I'll never forget that. Mm-hmm. And then we kissed and had champagne. And then
we went back to the
history.
Hotel. Yeah.
I remember you too in the car saying, I can't wait for our wedding. And I remember that shocked me so much because you had already had a wedding with someone else. And I was like, this is so interesting that he would want a big wedding again, which I thought was like really amazing. And then I was like, I've never thought about my wedding. Oh my gosh, what? That's crazy. Because some girls dream of it forever, for their whole life.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I can imagine
you weren't like that.
Ashley Iaconetti would probably dream about her wedding.
Oh gosh,
you think?
Yeah, she's going to be amazing.
Gosh, she's going to be so pretty. It's going to be nuts. All right. Anyway, well, that was really fun.
Yeah.
Thanks for having a little chat with me, Evan.
Of course, yeah.
And now we have a friend, neighbor, soon to be sister-in-law. What is life?
I don't know.
Juelia Kinney, one day Julia Bass.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, Julia, I have a question.
Yes?
Are you going to change your last name?
Actually, Aaron and I were talking about that last night. It's so funny that you say that. I don't know. Like, obviously, like, anybody that's followed my story at all, Kinney is my ex-husband's last name, but it's also Ireland's last name, and that's why I kept it.
Right.
And I'm so used to it now. It's so weird to, like, think of changing it. But at the same time, I would want to honor Aaron. I wouldn't want to keep,
my ex's last name. It's such a weird thing.
Yeah.
So
it's a really tough decision.
And I'm traditional.
Right.
I would want to take his. I think I will. Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Does that mean
we just came up with this right now? We can go to the office together.
Oh, actually, if we did the process together, I would do it.
Oh my God. Okay.
I mean, maybe.
So you have a whole year. And think about it. Bella's gonna have Bass. So.
I know that is really frustrating when you
especially
go
school,
even
doctor.
Taking her to the airport.
Mm-hmm.
I have a different last name. It's just so frustrating.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, let's get back to business here. So, for those of you who don't know, which we've talked about this before on a podcast when Julia was on, but Julia is engaged to Evan's brother. They just got engaged, so we're going to hear all about that. And they met at our wedding. So really, I feel like
you did this.
I did this.
Carly found my husband, everybody.
You're welcome. Okay, so let's talk about your engagement for a second. So this just happened, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, actually, just over last 2 weeks ago, Tuesday, yeah.
Okay, tell me all the things. Tell us all the things.
So Aaron is just the sweetest. And we had talked about getting engaged. We actually picked out our ring. I do not have it yet.
But I saw a picture of it and it's gorgeous.
Yeah, so the one I'm wearing right now is a replica. Well, not a replica, but the most similar ring we could get that was fake. That looks just like it.
It's the fake one though is legit pretty.
But so we knew we were going to get engaged, and we
except for you didn't tell me this, by the way.
Well, because this is why Aaron has a hard time surprising me with things, and I really like to be surprised. I also want all my friends to be surprised as well.
Yeah, okay.
And so he told me he wanted to get engaged, and he even told me that he thought he was going to do it in Mexico. And so I already knew pretty much the things, and so I was I was obviously really, really excited, but I also was aw, but I want to be surprised,
right,
you know?
Right.
So anyway, I didn't say anything because I was thinking well, what if we decide to do a different time, or so I just didn't say anything, and I still wasn't completely sure. But yeah,
and you don't want to get your hopes up because what if then you go to Mexico and it doesn't happen? Then you're disappointed.
And I just want to have fun in Mexico. And
yeah.
So we get to Mexico. We have the fake ring.
Wait, do you know you have the fake ring?
Yes, I know we have the fake ring.
Oh my gosh.
So because I knew we didn't have the real one yet.
Right.
And Aaron was well, we need a ring. And so we got the fake ring.
He couldn't have just gone out and gotten a fake ring by
He's
himself.
the cutest. I wish you guys could all meet him because he's so endearing. He's just the sweetest, most thoughtful guy. And he just gets so excited. He just wants...
Him and Evan are the same.
Yeah, he can't hold it in.
Right.
But this is what he did that was very sweet and surprising. So I know we have the ring. I don't know exactly what's going on, but we are taking pictures when we're there. But we had planned months before to do this. This has nothing to do with us getting engaged because we hadn't had any professional pictures taken. Yeah. And I love the beach and what better place to do this?
Oh, yeah.
So we find this amazing photographer. You should look her up on my Instagram. Her name's Monica, and she's out of Cancun. So we find her.
Her pictures are so good.
We decide we're going to do it that day we get there so we can just be done with the pictures and
so
eat
smart.
And drink, everything and not have to worry about anything. Yeah. And my spray tan is fresh and all that.
And you don't look super hungover.
Yeah, that's good. Or swollen.
Yeah, that's the life.
Or sweaty.
Hangover, swollen, and sweaty.
Yeah, we don't want any of the things. So we get there. We have lunch. It's lovely. It's beautiful. We're at this beautiful resort in Cancun. And we go to our room. Our room's stunning. It's a beautiful ocean view. And I'm just sitting there basking it all in. And
basking it all in?
Yeah. Basking it all in. And I knew our pictures would in a couple hours. So I was I'm going to wash the top of my hair, make sure it looks really good.
Oh my God, we are so similar.
Yeah, so.
The top of
and
my
I was
hair.
going to check, I work remotely, so I was going to check my emails for work. I know, super exciting to do when you first get to Mexico. But anyway, so Aaron's babe, what are you doing? Let's go walk out to the beach. And I was something's fishy here, because Aaron hates sand. If anybody has been following the story, he hates it. Like, it's so weird because he totally didn't tell me that when I met him, but I know that now. He hates sand. So I'm like, you want to go to the beach?
Because he loves you that much.
Yeah. And he goes, yeah, I want to see you at the beach, like where we're going to take the pictures. And I was like, okay, that's believable. I was like, okay. I was like, well, let me just like check emails really fast. Let me finish my hair. And he's like, but I really want to go right now. And Aaron's not pushy. So I'm like, what's going on? I was like, okay, like, we'll go.
So excited about that ocean.
And so I was like, okay, he must just really want to see where we're taking pictures. I get that. Okay. Yeah. So I hurry up, throw on a romper, no makeup. My top of my head is wet. And we walk out to the beach, and it's so hot, you guys. And Aaron's like, I'm like, oh, I can't wait to touch the water. And he goes, but let's just keep going down that way. And I'm like, babe, like, why are you being so pushy? I just want to touch the water.
Let's go this way.
And so he like is like upset that not upset, but he's like, you can tell he's like annoyed that I'm like stopping to touch the water. And like, it's not like him at all. So I'm like, I wonder what's going on with him. And so he's like, okay, you touch the water, let's go. And I was like, okay, where are we going? And he's like, well, I heard that the beach is better down over here. Okay. And I was like,
that's believable.
Yeah, I was like, okay. So we're walking down. He sees this hut in the distance, and he's like,
what is the hut?
Yeah, and he's like, oh, there's that hut they told me about. The beach is like super nice by the hut. And I was like, okay.
You guys, Aaron is so this guy, though. Like, this story, every single thing you're saying, every word coming out of his mouth, I can hear him saying that.
He's so cute. And I was like, okay. So we're walking towards the hut, and then we get closer and closer, and then we get to the hut, and I can see this giant heart in the sand that has, like, rose petals, and it says, will you marry me? So sweet, right? Well, he just looks at me, and I look at him, and he goes, what's this? And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so sweet. They must be getting ready for an engagement. Like, how cute.
Oh my gosh.
And he just keeps looking at me, and I'm like, I legit did not know what was going on. And then he goes, well, maybe it's for you. And I'm like, what?
Maybe it's for you.
And so he gets down on one knee, and like, I honestly blacked out. I don't remember what he said because it was so sweet, and I was so shocked. And I didn't expect him to do it like the second we got there, you know, in the middle of the afternoon.
Oh my gosh.
So he was so sweet. He had planned it with the hotel staff for weeks before.
So sweet.
Yeah, and he just wanted the ring and the pictures, which is like so thoughtful. So he was just and then the staff was like hiding in the hut, so the hut had something to do with it. And they like take pictures and like ran out with champagne, and it was just like the sweetest.
Yeah, what is an engagement without champagne?
Oh, it's not one.
Gotta have that. Whole bottle.
Yeah, so it was just so sweet.
Oh my gosh, he's the best.
He's the best. Like, I got so lucky. I don't know how I got so lucky.
So, wedding-wise, when are we thinking that's happening?
So we think, obviously, we have to get married in Mexico. We met in Mexico.
Yeah, and that's the best place to get married.
Yeah, it is. And your wedding was the most beautiful wedding ever. And so we just hope to have half as beautiful of a wedding.
Oh, stop it.
And so, yeah, we want to do it in Mexico, and we're thinking next year, but we want to do it earlier in the summer because remember how hot it is there.
Yeah, it's real hot.
Yeah, so we're going to try to like make it so we don't have to sweat the whole time.
Right.
So maybe May.
Oh my gosh, this means we like get to like pick out a wedding dress.
I
say we.
I know. No, we do.
You helped me pick out mine. I'm saying we so I can help you pick out yours.
I was just talking to Jade about that, and she's like, we can all go.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, I can't. I don't know. I want something like maybe more simple, but I'm not sure.
Oh my gosh. So this is so exciting.
So if anybody knows any like wedding planners or anything, like please help.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Hey, I mean, I was lucky. I had bachelor people just say, hey, do you want this, or this? And then it happened.
That's exactly what I
was so lucky. You were my eyes for my wedding dress. And it was the first one we tried on. And I say we again, like we both tried it on.
It's true. Like I saw that dress and I was like, it looked like a mermaid. I was like, it just stuck out to me. And I was like, Carly, please try this dress on. And she looked like it was like the dress was made for her body.
Yeah. I never should have really taken it in.
But you looked so, I mean, everybody knows how beautiful she looked in her pictures. Like,
oh my gosh. And now it's going to be you.
I know. I don't even.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, and Ireland is like, can I be a flower girl?
Stop it.
And Aaron has 2 boys. I don't know if a lot of people know that, but they're the cutest boys that ever lived.
They are so cute and so sweet.
So sweet. So
and they
caring.
also, so their mom is from England and she has an English accent. So they have like American and English. So they'll be like,
I have some water.
yeah, hello there. Can I have some water? And you're like,
let's go to Target.
Let's go to Target.
Yeah.
I can't. It's so cute.
They're so cute. So their Ireland was like, well, what are the boys going to do? And I was like, well, maybe they could hold the rings. And she's like, well, maybe they could be my assistants to the flower
Stop
girl.
it.
And if I don't drop, if I don't drop all the petals, they could make sure that I do that.
She's like, and to not create a mess, they can pick up the petals behind me when I throw them down. That's so funny. She's probably so excited about her outfit too.
Oh yeah, and she goes, and the boys could wear the bows around their necks.
Stop.
I know. I was like, she's like planning it. Ireland's our wedding planner.
She's going to be a great one. She's going to have very strong opinions about things.
She's like, you will wear this dress.
No, Mom, I don't like that dress.
Put your hair to the side, Mom.
Yes.
I don't like it like that.
Ooh, what are you going to do with your hair? Leave it down?
So I'm thinking, Aaron, don't listen. I'm thinking, for some reason, I have this vision of like giant white flowers in my hair, like on the side.
Yes.
And I never wear my hair up, but I'm thinking, I don't know why, I have this vision of giant, just white flowers on the side and then like my hair up or something.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why.
That's very interesting.
Or maybe just like maybe down and like to the side and giant white flowers or
you
something.
could do a big side braid like I did. The only reason I did a side braid was because my hair is so curly and my extensions were very not curly. So it was the only way to keep my hair like looking okay.
But it looked so good because it matched like the mermaid.
It did.
Like look.
But I wanted, like my dream, I envisioned myself always having my hair down for my wedding. Like pulling it back.
I was too. Like, I don't know why I even like think of that in my head. But all I envision is just a big... I want it to be like very tropical, like big white. Yeah.
We'll just have Gina do like 1,000 different.
Gina's our hairdresser.
Yes.
Hi, Gina.
Hi, Gina. 1,000 different hairstyles on you.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's true.
So
and then
fun.
You guys can pick. You can help pick.
Oh my gosh, that is so fun.
Yes.
A, B, C, D. Aaron, don't look.
Yes. Aaron, you can't look at my Instagram for the next 6 months. I defriend him and block him.
Oh my God. He's like, why did you do this? It's for your own good, honey.
Yes.
We want you to be surprised.
Yes.
Something has to be a surprise.
Know. He hates surprises.
You know, that is so weird though, because Evan is like, loves surprises.
Really?
He loves them so much. And like, he would want a surprise party for his birthday every year. And like, for me, I hate them. Like,
really?
And that's, I mean, I
that's
had a surprise party last year.
I don't think I knew that.
I don't like them. Like, it really stressed me out. I feel like there's too much attention my way. Like, I kind of feel bad. I'm like, why are all these, I don't know. I just feel weird about it.
By the way, her surprise party last year was so cute.
It was so cute.
It was a pajama party.
It was the greatest. I was just like, again, surprises like throw me off.
Yeah.
And it's so funny that you love them too, and Aaron doesn't like them.
Yeah.
And I also don't love the ocean like Aaron doesn't.
Oh my gosh! Well, we're all a combo of each other. Apparently,
I know, it's really funny.
Who are we? I don't know.
And like, can we also just talk about the fact that like we get to be actual sisters?
Yeah, like this isn't a joke. Like we're not just pretending. Like it's actually going to happen.
Like we were in the limo.
Oh my god!
We were in the limo together.
We were. I went out right after Carly.
I sang karaoke and looked like a buffoon.
She was so cute.
And then Julia came out and was just gorgeous mermaid Julia. And somehow we ended up here.
It's God that, if anybody's listening to this and you're wondering what's going to happen in my life, I wonder if something good's going to happen or
just put it out there.
Like what? Like we met on The Bachelor. Carly's right. We're in the same limo. We became friends that whole season. Paradise Together did not find love. Okay, in the worst way.
Speaking of, Kirk posted something really rude on his Instagram the other day. Like, get over it, buddy.
Really?
I hope
about Paradise?
Yeah, it was some E! News article or something, and it said like, it was like Carly wanted to have kids with Kirk, and he ended up becoming the biggest villain of all time, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, really? It's been 3 years.
Wow.
Are you not over it by now? I have a baby and I'm married to somebody else. How about we stop posting bad stuff about your ex who wasn't even your ex? You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
I know. Anyway.
No, but that's still crazy, like how we didn't find love that season. And then I was worried about you going on the season Paradise 3.
You really were.
I was so concerned.
You were like, are you sure?
I was so worried,
what
you guys. I just
again?
love her so much. I didn't think it was going to happen again. Yeah. I don't know. I care about your heart and I just wanted the best for you. And I don't know. But thank God you went on and like,
but if I hadn't met Evan, you wouldn't even have Aaron. Now we're, oh my gosh.
Oh, and you guys, can I mention right now that when Evan and Carly got engaged last summer, the first thing I did was order Carly a Mrs. Bass mug that she got right after that. And I was so proud of myself because I was like, oh, she's going to feel special when she drinks her coffee out of her Mrs. Bass mug.
Yeah.
Guess what I'm drinking out of right now, you guys?
The Mrs. Bass mug.
I'm going to borrow it from now on.
I know. I said we could like share it and you can have it 1 week and then I'll have it 1 week.
That's perfect.
Yeah. It's like our own little child.
Yes, it is. That we share together.
That we share. So I just want to say that our life together is going to be very fun.
Oh, I'm so looking forward to it.
Are we going to be buried in the same cemetery?
Oh, God. Let's not fast forward that fast. I do have to say, though, you guys, that Ireland has always thought of Carly as her aunt and always called her Auntie Carly. Always. And now she's her real Auntie Carly.
It's so crazy. So just put things out in the universe and they will happen.
We do this all the time and it like legit comes true. Like,
so Julia and I are about to get a check each for $1 million.
Yes, in the next week.
In the next week?
Yes.
Wow.
Could you believe it?
So good.
I know.
Wow.
You're welcome, the Basses.
You're welcome, Basses. We are rich. Well, Julia, thank you for coming on and telling us all about your love.
Thank you for listening.
Thanks for being my
honored.
sister.
Thanks for being my sister.
And now back to the podcast.
Ooh.
So, Evan, what did you think of our episode today?
Oh my gosh, Mara was amazing.
Oh my gosh,
so
I know.
Cool.
And then how do you feel about all of the engagements?
Julia is just the best.
I know.
And I am so proud that I'm going to get to call her my sister.
I know. I can't wait.
And I can't wait for Christmas and Thanksgiving.
Oh my gosh,
and Halloween.
All
and
the things.
All of the things.
Then maybe your brother and Julia will have a baby, and then it'll be the best thing ever, and I would love that.
You know, yeah, maybe like in like 25 years, all of our kids will be on The Bachelor together.
Wow.
In some capacity. Because that's
a lot of competition.
It's a lot of competition. Yeah. What are our kids going to be like?
I don't know.
Like, are they going to be good friends? Are they going to have little rivalries?
Oh my gosh, I don't know.
It's really cute
we'll
to think
see.
about.
It is cute to think about. Okay, so you guys, thank you so much for listening and for bearing with us on this interesting but different episode. You can catch us on Instagram at Babes and Babies Podcast. Also catch Evan on Bustle every week. His Bachelor in Paradise recap. And head over to Babes and Babies on Facebook if you would like to join our conversation. And thank you so much for listening.
Yeah, and if you tweet about the episode, don't forget to include the hashtag Babes and Babies.
And also follow Evan on Twitter on Bachelor Mondays because he's so funny. And Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay. Till next week. Bye.
Bye.
This podcast is brought to you by Wave Podcast Network. Check out all of our shows, including the Brain Candy Podcast, I Don't Get It, Babes and Babies, Coffee Convos, and Let's Talk About It.